Hello students, this is the third chapter of your book Beehive and the chapter name is The Little Girl. This chapter is written by Catherine Mansfield. This story deals with a little girl named Kezia and her attitude towards her father, which changes with a sudden incident. Kezia is awfully scared of her father and an incident strengthens her scaredness. But then something happens that makes her change her opinion about her father. Okay, so let me start. First of all, we will discuss about the summary of this chapter. Kezia was a little girl who lived with her mother, her father, and her grandmother. There were only 3 members in her family. She was afraid of her father and used to avoid him. She used to feel relieved on seeing her father go to his office. Kezia was so afraid of her father that she stuttered in front of him. He appeared to her as harsh, rude, and critical. Her grandmother wanted her to understand her parents better and would ask her to go to the drawing room to chat with her parents. But she found them indifferent towards her. When he leaves for work, he gives her a kiss. Kezia is happy while he leaves. When he returns from work, little Kezia removes her boot. He reward for being a good girl according to her mother. Kezia stuttered while talking with her father, which reflects her fear. One day, grandmother suggested that she should prepare a pincushion for her father's birthday. Kezia stitched 3 sides of a pincushion casing. Now she wanted to stuff it with something. In her mother's room, on the bed table, she found many sheets of fine paper. She tore them off into small pieces and filled the pincushion and stitched the 4th side. By mistake, she had used the very papers which contained her father's very important speech for the Port Authority. Though she accepted her mistake and tried to explain the reasons behind it, her father was too angry to listen to anything and punished her with a ruler on her palms. She failed to understand the punishment meted out to her when she had already accepted her mistake. Bitterly she said, "What did God make fathers for?" One evening she saw Mr. MacDonald playing with his 5 children, laughing and enjoying with them. Mr. MacDonald was his neighbor and he lived next to her house. This convinced Kezia that all fathers are not alike. Some are loving and caring like Mr. MacDonald's and some are cruel like her father. But soon her attitude towards her father also changed. One day, her mother had to be taken to the hospital because she was felt seriously ill and her grandmother accompanied her. Kezia was left alone in the house with the cook. The day was fine, but the night was a different issue. She woke up in the middle of the night screaming as she had a horrible nightmare. She was weeping out of fear. When she opened her eyes, she saw her father beside her bed. He carried her to his bedroom and made her warm and comfortable on his bed. Father told her to rub her feet with his legs and set them warm. She felt very safe and comfortable with him. While consoling Kezia, he appears to be a nice person. Now, Kezia realizes he is unable to give time to the family due to his busy schedule. He gets too tired to be a McDonald's. It was now she realized that her father was not all that of a giant, that he loved and cared for her in his own way. that he had to work the whole day to provide for his family and was too tired by the evening to play with her. So, the story conveys a beautiful moral. It teaches that parents are not as little as Kezia thinks. They always stand by their children when the latter are in trouble. The children should understand their parents and refrain from tarnishing their images in their little minds. The story also reflects how grandparents look after their grandchildren and always try to create a close connection between their children and grandchildren. In the current story, the grandmother is always around little Kezia. She wants to let Kezia stay within indoors with a cold and so keeps her busy with the preparation of a handmade gift for her father, which turns into a frightful incident for Kezia. So student, this was the story of the chapter The Little Girl. I hope you have understand this. Okay, thank you.